I've expressed concerns with Georgia's election since the primary, when over 1,000 people voted twice. And I've expressed concerns now with the general election. And this is so important because we have a momentous January 5th election coming up that is going to determine so much for the future of our country. So we have to get to the bottom of it. We have to hold people accountable for these elections. Georgians have to trust the process, that their votes will count, that only legal votes will count, but that every legal vote is counted, because so much is at stake in this election, from the general on into the runoff on January 5th. Everything's on the line. We're the firewall against socialism in this country. And Chuck Schumer said, now we take Georgia, then we change America. And that's exactly what he means. We know that he would abolish the filibuster. He'd pack the court. He'd implement a dramatic tax increase on all hardworking families across America. And he has his own agent of change in Raphael Warnock, who is running against me in my race, the most radically liberal candidate for Senate in the country. Don't take my word for it. It's in his own words. He's someone that doesn't support the police. He said that you can't serve in the military and serve God. He celebrated Fidel Castro in his own church. So this is the type of candidate, this is the type of agenda that Democrats want to enact. If we don't hold the line in Georgia on January 5th, is the American dream, economic opportunity that lifts all Americans up. This isn't about Republicans and Democrats right now. This is about the American dream or socialism. That's what's at stake. Look, I'm someone that lived the American dream. I was born and raised on a farm. I waitressed my way through school. I went from the farm to the Fortune 500. I've created hundreds of jobs in Georgia. And that's what I want for Georgians, is that opportunity to live their dream, to have the freedom and the opportunities that all Americans deserve. And look, I want to reopen our economy as well. I want to make sure that we get relief to hardworking Americans. Democrats want to shut our economy down, and they've blocked relief over and over. We are going to hold them accountable on January 5th. We have to make sure that every legal vote is counted. And I also believe we have to hold officials accountable. Look, I came out of the private sector. People held me accountable as an executive. And we have to make sure that Georgians have confidence in this process. And look, we have to make sure that Georgians can express their vote, whether it's absentee ballot, early voting, which starts December 14th. In fact, absentee ballots are starting to get mailed out today in Georgia, or they can vote in person on January 5th. We have to hold people accountable, though, so that they know their results will be counted at the polls in a legal process. And look, we have to make sure that we are driving forward with an election on January 5th. So that's my focus, is making sure people turn out to hold our top election official accountable. Thousands of votes were not counted in Georgia just on November 3rd after a pretty disastrous primary in June. So look, we have to make sure that Georgians trust this system, because we need every Georgian to vote. And I'm encouraging people to turn out early, vote early, absentee ballot, but we have to trust the system. We know that hundreds of millions of dark liberal money is pouring into our state. That's why it's so important that everyone across the country get involved. They can visit kellyforsenate.com to chip in $5 or $10 and get involved, volunteer. But what we have to make sure Georgians do is vote at the polls on January 5th or before, because it is our state, this is our election, and we're not going to let them buy it. Not California, not New York. Chuck Schumer's not going to take Georgia. It's not available to New York or California. It's for Georgia. We're a red state, and we're going to keep it. I asked him to apologize for calling police officers gangsters, thugs, bullies, and a threat to our children. He declined to do that. He's someone that would defund the police. He doesn't care about safety and security in our communities. I will always stand up for law enforcement and for the safety of our families across Georgia.